Next on News Channel 3 at 5, the rain makes a mess of the roads.
Yeah, kind of just in disbelief and holding on. You know, I knew I was going to hit.
A series of crashes ties up one of the slickest spots in Santa Barbara County. Plus, a suspected killer appears in a Ventura County court. The interesting reason his bail was raised. And a fire that torched a Goleta fence turns into a lesson for all of us this holiday season. News Channel 3 at 5 starts right now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 5, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Well, I was coming down here at the speed with everybody else, and then it just slid.
Our top story, wet and dangerous. The rainy weather we so desperately need is here, but with some consequences. Hi, everyone. I'm Elise Martinez. Beth and CJ have the night off. We begin at 5 with the unsettled weather up and down the coast. Rain, winds, and the potential for high surf and coastal flooding. The wet weather also being blamed for several car accidents. News Channel 3's Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose is tracking the rain. But first, let's turn to News Channel 3's senior reporter John Monterey, live along the 101 tonight.
It's certainly a lot better this evening on Highway 101 in the Santa Barbara area than we saw this morning. Highway 101 south of the Gaviota tunnels and the Gaviota curve, San Marcos Pass were both big problem areas. The roads were slick there when that rain came down, and some drivers found themselves sliding sideways, some rolled over, and some at this hour have smashed cars because of the wrecks they were in. And this was all a result, we understand, in many cases of too much speed or worn out tires. It was visibly a mess on our local roads for the first half of the day. Rain wasn't particularly hard, but visibility was limited, and the asphalt had surface oil in many locations that caught drivers off guard. Multiple crashes occurred on Highway 101 south of Gaviota during the morning commute, including vehicles that rolled over in traffic lanes. No serious injuries were reported, but here the backup was significant. In the Santa Ynez Valley, one driver was out of control in a wet slide on Highway 154.
Yeah, kind of just in disbelief and holding on. You know, I knew I was going to hit. I had the brakes on. It just kept sliding. I tried to turn the wheel. It just slid straight into there.
The Highway Patrol says the truck's tires were worn down and the tread was unsafe. In this case, it wasn't speed, but vehicle maintenance that dealt this driver a bad hand on his way to play cards.
No, I had a bunch of cars in front of me, so I was coming down here at the speed with everybody else, and then they pulled off to turn, and I just went to stop the stop sign, and it just slid.
It was wet, windy, and gray in many areas, but it was also a storm with mixed messages. Here on Painted Cave Road, even though the radar did not show intense rain, we certainly had strong winds, blowing showers, and all that combined on the Central Coast did cause us problems on many of our roadways. On the Santa Barbara side of San Marcos Pass, there were many issues that stopped or slowed traffic. This van full of clothing from a cleaner's rolled on its side at one of the curves not far from another accident where a driver had a broken foot. It slowed commuters in both directions, but also sent a signal to them to drive cautiously. And throughout the day, we have seen many drivers in a hurry, either because they were backed up by these accidents or simply because it was the holiday season rush that's upon all of us. Reporting live along Highway 101 this evening, I'm John Monterey, News Channel 3.
The high winds were a real hazard in the Mojave Desert. Highway 14 was closed after wind gusts reached upwards of 60 miles an hour. The wind toppled at least half a dozen big rigs. No one was injured, and the freeway has since reopened to cars, but high-profile vehicles are being advised to avoid the area. And there are plenty of advisories in effect. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose. Blustery weather out there today, right, Alan?
Yeah, at least still very windy. And take a look at some of these peak wind gusts that we've seen out there since this morning. Camarillo up near 50 miles an hour. Point Arguello 48. Oxnard above 40. Cambria above 40. And the Botanic Gardens in Santa Barbara clocking a wind gust at 41 miles an hour. And it's still windy out there this evening, folks. I think it can best be described as sort of a blustery, cool day. We do have a wind advisory in place until 9 p.m. tonight for parts of Santa Barbara County, until noon Wednesday for parts of the Central Coast in Ventura County. And the winds right now are strongest down towards Oxnard, still sustained there at 25 miles per hour, 17 in Goleta, 12 in Santa Ynez, and 16 up the coast in Santa Maria and San Luis Obispo. And peak wind gusts right now highest at Oxnard at about 32 miles per hour. Temperatures tonight, it's warmest across the south coast as we're dealing with these northwest winds, so it's coming down the mountains, and that tends to lead to a little bit of warming as it moves down in elevation, whereas up to the north we're seeing some cooler air with temps there in the 50s. And for tonight, we're going to call it partly cloudy and windy in your forecast. Now, we are still seeing a few showers out there on the local radar, but that is coming to an end. And when we come back, we'll recap what we've seen in terms of rainfall accumulation over the past couple of days and talk about our next storm, which, yes, still looks to impact the area as we head towards the busy Christmas Eve travel day. Elise, back to you for now.
All right, thanks. Hot coals sparked a fire in Goleta. The call went out around 10 this morning on the 600 block of Edgewood Drive. Santa Barbara County firefighters arrived and found a shed and fence engulfed. The flames spread to a neighbor's trees, but quick work by fire crews stopped it from spreading to homes.
How this fire was caused was by hot barbecue coals were placed into the trash can apparently early this morning from a barbecue that they had last night. And they smoldered, they got the fire going.
Firefighters say this is a good time to remind people to dispose of hot coals into a metal bin and not a trash can. A man accused of a double shooting that left one person dead appeared in court today. News Channel 3 reporter Kelsey Gherkins joins us live outside the Ventura courthouse. And Kelsey, the judge raised his bail after he fled to Mexico.
Elise, that is right. At this hour, Brandon Ellis is in the Ventura County Jail just behind me. And late this afternoon, a judge decided to raise his bail to $5 million. Brandon Ellis faces several felony charges, including murder and attempted murder. This afternoon, he was in court for his arraignment, but at the request of his defense attorney, Judge Jeffrey Bennett granted that his arraignment be postponed. The 29-year-old was arrested over the weekend in a bar in Rosarito, Mexico, thanks to the teamwork of police, U.S. Marshals, and the FBI. Ellis is accused of shooting and killing 47-year-old Douglas Blasher last Thursday at the Todd Ranch condos off Ralston. A 20-year-old woman whose name has not been released was shot several times, allegedly by Ellis. She is expected to survive.
The defendant is the female victim's ex-boyfriend and the father of her child. The male victim, which is deceased, is the father of her current boyfriend.
Brandon Ellis is scheduled to be arraigned this coming Monday. At that arraignment hearing, the prosecution hopes to revoke his bail. And coming up tonight at 6, we're going to have more details on Ellis's criminal past. We're also going to tell you what he did earlier today that has deputies frustrated with him and could have him facing even more charges. Reporting live in Ventura, Kelsey Gherkins for News Channel 3.
Okay, thank you, Kelsey. Fugitive real estate heir Robert Durst has agreed to be extradited to Los Angeles. Prosecutors say Durst will be returned to L.A. after his arrest in New Orleans on weapons charge in March. Durst faces a murder trial in California in connection with the death of his friend Susan Berman. An HBO documentary seemed to implicate him in the disappearance of his first wife in 1982 and the death and dismemberment of a neighbor in 2001. Durst is an estranged member of the family that runs the One World Trade Center in New York. Saving lives on the road and catching hit-and-run suspects could soon be easier for law enforcement. Several new laws go into effect in January, including one called Yellow Alert. Natalie Tavidian is live in Santa Maria with a closer look at what that is. Hi, Natalie.
Elise, those yellow alerts will appear on electronic signs that you see on the side of highways. Now, here in Santa Maria, the closest electronic sign is in Buellton. The other is north. It's in San Luis Obispo. Now, the way it works is very similar to an amber alert. A yellow alert will go out, and it'll have information like the type of a car that might have been involved in a hit and run, the car, the motorcycle, or even the description of that suspect. The yellow alert notification system will go into effect on New Year's Day. today. It's specific to hit-and-run collisions where people die or they're seriously hurt. The CHP will work with agencies to determine whether the hit-and-run meets the criteria for a yellow alert. We did speak with one attorney today who says he thinks that this will help bring justice to hit-and-run victims. He says he's seen a lot of hit-and-run cases in the Santa Maria Valley.
I would say of the accident cases that we handle, hit and run is probably 5 or 10%. So of every 100 times that we see a car crash, up to 10 of those car crashes involve hit and run drivers. That's what I would recall the statistic to be based on.
The CHP says that its latest numbers this year show 54 misdemeanor hit-and-run collisions and 4 felony hit-and-runs, and that's just in the Santa Maria area through the month of August. Reporting live in Santa Maria, Natalie Tavidian, News Channel 3.
Christmas just got a lot brighter for local kids in need. CHP officers from the Coastal Division donated 500 toys to the Unity Shop today. They brought in everything from dolls to basketballs and popular Disney toys. It's part of the Chips for Kids program, now in its 4th year.
And we see this as a great service. I think I'm lucky to be here that I have the opportunity to raise these toys throughout the community and having people donate them so that way these needy children have something for Christmas.
CHP officers in Buellton and Santa Maria also participated in the program. Santa Barbara County shelter dogs will have a home for the holidays thanks to the generosity of you, our viewers. Last week, News Channel 3 told you about a pilot program launched by the shelter called Santa's Slumber Party. People were asked to foster a dog during the holidays while shelter employees were off, and we're happy to report that every adoptable dog has been placed in a foster home for the holidays, and because of the overwhelming success, the program will be adopted at all 3 county shelters next year. And coming up on News Channel 3 at 5, a war of words. Hillary Clinton fires back at Donald Trump's comments that some say went a little too far. Then an epic flight for SpaceX, why the rocket landing is such a big deal. This is News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Live, Beth Farnsworth, CJ Ward, and Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose. This is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first. First Alert Weather Team, the largest weather team on local television, armed with our exclusive live storm tracker network. That means up and down the coast, when weather becomes breaking news, no one is better prepared to keep you informed than News Channel 3. At News Channel 3, you are part of the family.
KYT family.
Send us your shots of local news, hometown events, your family.
We love KYT Channel 3.
Join the almost 2 million Southern California drivers who have their auto insurance through the Auto Club.
I didn't know how easy it was to just switch auto insurance.
The money that I saved by moving to AAA insurance went into my son's tuition fund.
After comparing a few other rates, it was clear that AAA was our best place to be.
As an Auto Club member, you could save an average of $381 a year. Compare that to Geico, State Farm, or Allstate. You could save even more with AAA discounts.
My agent kept finding me more and more discounts, and who wouldn't be into that?
Even get a $100 travel certificate when you switch. Best of all, get the service we're famous for and peace of mind.
I feel like I'm treated as a person and not just a number.
The story of my savings is a very happy one with a very happy ending.
At the Auto Club, my job is to help you get more AAA out of your AAA card, and that starts with great savings on auto insurance.
Call 888-283-2631. The Auto Club. So easy, so smart, so switch.
When the story is this important, he's right there for you.
Good evening tonight from California.
Historic, groundbreaking, newsmaking. When we're all searching for answers, David Muir right there because he reports to you. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Billionaire Donald Trump has his sights set on Hillary Clinton. Overnight, the GOP presidential frontrunner used a sexually derogatory remark against her, and now the Clinton campaign has some strong words for Trump. Kenneth Moten has the following on the feud from Washington.
Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, the top contenders' war of words got downright nasty overnight. The GOP frontrunner used a vulgar term to describe Clinton's 2008 loss to President Obama.
She was favored to win, and she got
she lost. I mean, she lost.
Trump at a rally in Michigan called out Clinton for taking a bathroom break during the ABC News Democratic debate.
I know where she went. It's disgusting. I don't want
Trump's latest attack sparked by this claim from Clinton.
He is becoming ISIS's best recruiter. They are going to people showing videos of Donald Trump insulting Islam and Muslims in order to recruit more radical jihadists.
Trump called that a lie and demanded an apology. Clinton's campaign said, quote, "Hell no," and clarified Clinton's claim on MSNBC.
These comments are being aired across the Middle East, and ISIS is pointing to them on social media. Known ISIS sympathizers are linking to the remarks that Donald Trump has made, and it is making us less safe. So it's farcical to suggest from Donald Trump, of all people, that Hillary Clinton should apologize to him.
Instead, Clinton got creative.
Together they shout with great Grinchy zeal.
She released this campaign video just in time for Christmas, featuring the quote, Grinches in GOPville.
We'll send them back to GOPville, where they all belong.
Clinton has not responded to Trump's latest comments, but her campaign chair went on a Twitter rant saying she will never back down from calling out Trump. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
The crowd went ballistic after a successful space flight in Florida last night. The SpaceX company launched its first rocket after a 6-month hiatus. You may remember when the private company's unmanned rockets exploded after liftoff, destroying 2 tons of NASA cargo. But last night, things went as planned as the spacecraft deployed 11 satellites. And for the first time, SpaceX managed to land the unmanned rocket back on Earth after the flight. Vandenberg Air Force Base is suspending its mission to Mars. The base's first mission to Mars will have to wait at least 2 years. That's because engineers ran out of time to fix a glitch involving the lander's key instrument. According to our partners at Newshawk, NASA officials announced the suspension of the 2016 mission to the Red Planet, leaving open the possibility it could be canceled entirely. This week is expected to be a record breaker for holiday travel, especially on the roads. And driving may be difficult with heavy rain, snow, and severe weather striking much of the country. Brandy Hitt reports.
A wet and soggy start to a busy holiday travel week.
You just have to face it, right?
More than 100 million travelers are expected to hit the road, the most ever. And severe weather isn't helping. Fog may have led to chain reaction crashes on Interstate 49 in Arkansas, killing at least 3 people. And across parts of the West, it's slow going in the snow. So much has fallen in Washington state, rescue teams have been searching for missing skier Monty Busby since Saturday.
You could be in a snow cave, you could be under a tarp, just waiting for us.
Dangerous winds are overturning semi-trucks in Southern California and taking out trees in Oregon. This one narrowly missing Jeannie Harwood.
I was panicky.
More than 38 million travelers are also expected to fly through January 3rd. The busiest airports, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Chicago, where weather could cause flight delays Wednesday.
Heavy rains in the southeast around Atlanta and the potential for severe weather later in the day. Even Chicago will be looking at wind, rain.
Meantime, historic heat in the northeast. 77 degrees forecasted in Washington, D.C. Christmas Eve. 71 Thursday in New York City.
And tomorrow is expected to be the busiest travel day on the road. Families are taking advantage of lower gas prices below $2 a gallon in most states. Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And we got some light rain here up and down the coast, and also we saw a beautiful rainbow today.
Yeah, you know,
that's the benefit.
What's so interesting about it is it stayed for a long time. Did you notice that?
I did, like at least an hour or 2.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And look how wide that band of colors out there is as it's moving towards the Santa Barbara Hills or sitting out across the Santa Barbara Hills. This is some time-lapse video shot earlier today. So bright, so vibrant. A definitely gorgeous sight. In fact, I'm going to share a weather photo from one of our viewers of the same thing coming up here in just a minute. And take a look at how unsettled the West Coast remains tonight. Although the rain for the most part is coming to an end in southern parts of the state, we did see some decent totals pile up across northern parts of the viewing area. These areas north of the Santa Ynez Mountains, we saw a little over an inch and a quarter, about an inch and a third for Lake Lopez in San Luis Obispo County. Twitchell Dam in Santa Barbara County, 1.22 inches. Look at Slow Cow Poly, just over an inch. And for Lompoc and Santa Maria, these spots under a half an inch. Now, these are spots from the Santa Ynez Mountains southward. Refugio Pass, not too bad over the past 2 days, over an inch. San Marcos Pass, about a half an inch. Montecito Foothills, just about a tenth of an inch. And unfortunately, in the Santa Barbara area, we were sort of in that rain shadow effect where if you were maybe in the foothill areas or going up the pass, as you saw in John's story, there was some precipitation, there was some moisture out there, but a little bit closer to the beaches, not the case. So take a look at this rainbow from our viewer Dan Martin, of course snapping the iconic Mission as well. That is absolutely spectacular. I also sent this message out on my Facebook page. You can follow me there or follow me on Twitter to get your weather updates any time of day. Futurecast shows much quieter conditions overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow. Now, we can't rule out a possible shower across western areas through this evening, but I think for the most part as we head towards Wednesday, we're going to see less in the way of moisture, and we'll call it partly cloudy, but still windy. Temperatures tonight in the low 60s in Santa Barbara and Oxnard. It's 57 in Santa Ynez, and it is still windy out there in many areas. The wind advisory does remain in place for the south coast until noon Wednesday, for Ventura County and much of the central coast until 9 p.m. tonight. And that's not the only advisories we have to talk about. We're now under this high surf advisory, 10 to 12 foot breakers, building 12 to 15 feet by Thursday. We could see max sets up near 18 feet. And with the high surf and the combining effects of these high tides moving in late this week, we could again see some coastal flooding, beach erosion, and maybe damage to some structures like the piers that we saw just a few weeks ago. So take a look at Futurecast. We are tracking our next storm system. Wednesday's the dry day between weather systems. By Thursday morning, rain again spreads into Monterey County. The front marches down the coastline. Some rain late morning to early afternoon for the central coast. And this front looks like it's going to break up pretty much on cue, much like the past several have done. So maybe a few sprinkles or light showers into Santa Barbara and Ventura late in the day. Otherwise, this one's going to bring back the winds as we head towards Christmas Day. So let's get you caught up on your Wednesday forecast. More wind out there, partly cloudy skies. We'll see temperatures pretty similar to what we saw today. A lot of 60s on the boards, maybe some high 50s in parts of Slow County. Into Ventura we go, 63 in Ojai, 65 in Ventura, and 65 in Camarillo. Santa Barbara 7-day forecast. We'll call for late day showers Thursday. Cool and breezy Friday, Saturday, and a little bit of recovery early next week. Looking at Ventura, temperatures here also cooling down as we head towards Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Lompoc showers return right around midday on Thursday, and then some cold temperatures move in. Not only will it be cold late this week and early into the weekend, Elise, but it's also going to be very cold at night.
Again?
So again, sort of this winter-like feel for the first weekend of winter and sort of festive for Christmas as well.
Well, it's appropriate.
It is.
All right, thanks so much. We'll get ready to overdose on some cuteness. Coming up, the adorable video of a new otter pup bonding with mom.
When looking for a plastic surgeon, who you work with matters. Pacific Plastic Surgery is led by distinguished plastic and reconstructive surgeon Dr. Douglas McKenzie and offers a complete resource selection of surgical and non-surgical aesthetic procedures. Pacific Plastic Surgery is dedicated to providing personal care before, during, and after a procedure in our fully equipped state-of-the-art facilities. Pacific Plastic Surgery, helping you find more beauty.
Santa Barbara Chicken Ranch is the best chicken and tri-tip in town. You heard right. Try this here chicken and tri-tip, stranger. It is the best!
Holidays are here, and so is Toyotathon.
Wrap up a great year-end deal on a reliable Toyota, like 0% APR financing on many of our most popular models. And every new Toyota comes with a 2 years or 25,000 miles no-cost maintenance plan. Right now, get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on a new Prius Liftback. Or choose $3,000 customer cash on a new Prius Liftback or Prius V.
Make the holidays happier at Toyotathon. Uh-oh.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, George Thompson here. Since 1977, America's most trusted name for diamonds. We love driving to George Thompson. We got half the amount of diamonds at Costco for the same price at George Thompson.
I tell my boy to go to George Thompson's because you're going to get the best value, and you'll definitely find something at George Thompson that your wife will love.
If you're thinking about buying on the internet, I think you should go to George Thompson and make sure that what you're getting actually appeals to your eye.
Right off 101 in Las Posas in Camarillo.
When it comes to quality, style, and selection, Santa Barbara Design Center is your ultimate destination. Hi, I'm Michael Kurosh. Welcome to Santa Barbara Design Center, Santa Barbara's premier home decor and furniture store. We offer the largest selection of custom furniture, handmade rugs, designer fabrics, lighting, and home decor. We custom make your sofa or sectional to your specifications, better, faster, for less. Come in and see us today.
Its sleek design is mold-breaking. Its intelligent drive systems, paradigm-shifting. Its technology-filled cabin, jaw-dropping. Its performance, breathtaking. Its self-braking, show-stopping. The all-new GLC. Mercedes-Benz resets the bar for the luxury SUV, starting at $38,950.
It's the perfect time to get the gift you've waited for all year. The redesigned Accord with multi-angle rearview camera standard. Happy Honda Days end soon. Hurry in and you could get a great deal on the Accord, a best value in America. Now at your Honda dealer.
It's not easy running a small business, especially in a tight economy. And our business thrives only when people here in Ventura have good jobs. That's why I'm concerned about proposed bans on local energy production. It means we'll be forced to import poorly regulated oil, cut local services, and send more money and jobs out of the county. Let's keep Ventura open for business. Let's keep oil production here where it's done under strict regulation to protect the environment while creating jobs and tax revenues.
E-Bikes, Electric Bikes of Santa Barbara is having a sale. All 2015 models must go. 2016 German-made high bikes equipped with Yamaha motors now in stock. Imagine the places an electric mountain bike can take you. Located on the corner of State Street and Haley with a full-service department, we have the largest selection of electric bikes on the West Coast. Ride an electric bike and change your life.
The 2016 Subaru Outback, built to help you get familiar with the unfamiliar. It has standard road-gripping symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's a 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. And it's enabled with Subaru Starlink safety and security connected services.
Visit Kirby Subaru, now located in Ventura, for their Subaru Share the Love event. Maintain the love with complimentary service included. Kirby Subaru, 101 Freeway, Ventura.
A California aquarium is welcoming the birth of a baby sea otter. The Monterey Bay Aquarium posted news of the birth online this weekend, along with adorable photos and videos of the fuzzy brown pup playing with mom. For several days, the adult otter took shelter in the aquarium's open tide ocean pool, perhaps seeking refuge from the weekend's wintry storms. The aquarium says sea otters were once hunted to near extinction. The otter population has bounced back to steady levels in Monterey Bay, with roughly 3,000 in Central California. I could watch that all day.
So cute.
That is so cute.
Instead of weather.
Yes.
No, tonight, we are drying out, so that's the good news. Very windy out there, though. Hold on to your hats. The umbrella is likely becoming objects in motion. Could be dangerous out there, so windy tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. World News with David Mears next.